Shalom, shalom, everyone. Shalom. Welcome to another segment here at Temple Kifarim. We are in the airwaves. We are on YouTube. This is a special occasion. This is what we call a point in time, or Moedim, of the Most High for Yisrael, Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, which you can find in Leviticus or Wayikra chapter 23. This is one of our holy days. And it's going to be a beautiful day. You know, all the holy days are beautiful. Anything that the Most High puts in place for us to do, commands us to do, to instruct us is beautiful. And these are one of those days. A lot of people, they celebrate the days, the holidays of the world, the holidays of the United States. And they forget about the things that we're going to be talking about today. They forget about the things we talk about every Shabbat. But today is Yom Teruah, or people will call blowing of the trumpets. So we're going to, did you have anything you might want to say?
No. Shalom, shalom. We're going to get it in.
All right. Just trying to get some people some time to come in before we get started. So if you are tuning in now, or if you're tuning in later, if you can, make sure that you like this video. Also make sure that you share it. You subscribe to the channel, and hit that notify button. So in cases like these, when we're going in the middle of the week, for the things pertaining to our literature, the instruction that's given to us, then you'll be notified. So you can get the teachings that's going to be brought forth, or whatever it is that we're going to be supplying you all. So please like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All right.
You know, I like to say this, so a lot of people don't even know the day is a holy day. What I mean is a lot of people who are Israelite-minded don't know that today is a holy day, and we're supposed to keep this day sacred and holy and righteous, you know? And then we got a lot of people who do know that today is a holy day, but don't know what to do on this holy day. You want to cover that in your lesson, or you want to talk about it now?
Sure. We'll cover a little bit.
Cover it? Okay. Talk about it now or what?
We can talk about a little bit.
Yeah, like a lot of people are at work.
Mhm.
A lot of people keep this day as if it's a regular day, and it's not a regular day, it's a Shabbat day. And you're not supposed to do any manner of work on these days. You're supposed to keep these days sacred, holy and sacred to the Creator. But a lot of them don't know this. A lot of people keep the weekly Shabbat sacred, but when the holy days come around, they'll take off from work and go and do what they do. But we're going to tear it up today. We're going to show y'all how it's supposed to be done. At least we're going to do the very best with what we have to work with to give you the best version of what we understood this day to represent. So may the Most High be praised, pleased, and acceptable, find this acceptable in His sight, all the things that we're doing on this day. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Hip Vibe Network. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. You all, please take this moment. I'm doing it myself to share it. And make sure you like and subscribe. Please subscribe. Get as many people as you can to subscribe, because every Shabbat, every holy day, there's things that is needed for us to bring out. And hopefully today is something that's brought out that you may have didn't know you needed clarity on or confirmation. And I'm sure it's going to be some of us here, or Prince might add on to what might be put out today. So please make sure you share. I'm about to share it right now. And I think we may be having some music and things like that today too. I believe so.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Before, so you're in tune for a treat. All right. Oh, okay. That's Achot or Geber Didi. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, 1 second, you all. Standing up. So what you're seeing us doing, for those that's tuning in, if you're watching back right now, in Wayikra, I believe chapter 19, it speaks on when the elders of the community come in, we are supposed to rise. We pay homage to them. We stand on their shoulders. They brought forth the word of the Most High to us, teaching us to do the same for those that's coming after them. And that's what we do when the elder comes in the room. Right? Elder, teacher, things of that nature. You can find that in Leviticus, I believe, chapter 19. I think it is. Way clear 19. All right. All right, we see people still coming in. If you haven't yet, please like, please subscribe, please hit that notify. And we repeat ourselves often. So if some of you come here and you be like, wow, they steady repeating themselves. Well, you know, in the Tanakh, the Most High repeats himself all the time to us. He repeats himself to us because he loves us. He wants us to get the information that he's instructing us for the betterment of our mental, our spirit, our body, and our families. So we do that so that way you can get the information that the Most High has put on our spirit to present to you all to better your family, to better those that you care about. So we want you to like it. We want you to subscribe. We're just, you know, people are coming in right now. We're going to get started pretty soon. Are we going to open up with music first? I'm sure before we get to the lesson. So everyone's coming in now. For those in the chat, tell us if you know anything about, what do you know about Yom Teruah? What do you know about Yom Teruah? I'm going to ask the class this when everybody is settled as well. I'm also going to ask, what was the appointed time prior to this? Because we brought out something during that teaching. I want to see if everyone remembers. These all of the Moedim are very important, each one, and they all have their own significance. So it's very important to dissect and to have a good understanding of what they are. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to see how many of you all, you know, Gaber Yoel, Hazante Tariq, Barry Uzziah, and you know, I'm calling y'all because y'all was here when we did the Shavuot. See if you all remember what that was too. All right. What do you all remember about what do you all know about Yom Teruah? Do anybody want to give any thoughts? What's your idea of Yom Teruah? What's anybody? Or are we just learning today? Just learning. All right. A loud noise. Princess always coming with the heat. A loud noise, a warning that the Creator is upon us. The Day of Atonement is very near. That's the end of the lesson right there. And Gaber Didi said, raise your voice and your heart to keep the commandments of the Most High. I love that part. Depends on what you are reading from. I love that part.
That's what hip vibe is.
Mm-hmm.
Shabbat Shalom, Sister Didi.
Okay.
Yasaf, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, bro.
Shalom, Mishpaka. I always thought of Yom Teruah, and I actually pronounced it Yom Teruach earlier today, but I saw that it was just the AH.
Mm-hmm.
So Teruah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yom Teruah. I always thought it to be a day of warning and letting us know that the Day of Atonement is not far off. That's basically what I think it is. If it's anything more than that, I'm sure I'll learn it today, but that's kind of like, that's what I think it is.
Mm-hmm. All these answers are correct. I hope to bring something that you may not know. We will see, but all the answers, I'm loving it. And then as far as the Teruah, a lot of people do say it with the Teruah, and that's because the hey and the het is so similar. So if you're a person that like to read a lot, the Hebrew, you could get confused because that hey looks almost like a het. So, okay, you were right on the I part. All right. Jubilees, chapter 6. Shalom, Yosef, Yisrael. Shalom, shalom. Welcome, Shabbat Shalom. As Prince brought out, we're going to bring out as well. We'll read probably a few verses in Leviticus 23, and you'll see what the Shabbat Shabbaton and Mikra Kodesh, or Mikrai Kodesh is in there as well. All right. We got the engineer setting up right now. Getting ready. Anybody else? Anybody else have any thoughts on Teruah? Shabbat Shalom Lekulam. Happy Yom Teruah. Yom Teruah. Appreciate those of you that came in. We got the Brown family came, part of the community. We got Jalen, we got Jonathan, we got Jaden out there, I'm sure, being the guard for the princesses, if I'm not mistaken. I'm assuming, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And we got Ab here in the presence. So those of you that have been, witnessing Ab coming on the platform, he's here in person. So, did you have any thoughts on Yom Teruah, Ab, at all?
So it's a declaration, it's a rallying of the people, and that's a warning.
Hmm.
It's no, it's also a common remembrance of all that the Creator has done.
Okay. Okay. So the gathering of the people, warning, remembrance. I don't even need to teach today, Prince. All right. So who are we having to do anything, any singing? Do we have a certain order? No order?
So who want to be first? Who want to rush up to the mic, open, crack the ice, and bust in with the songs of greatness that we could, feel?
Get it started.
Yom Teruah.
All right. I guess I can get the first trumpet to come forth.
All right now. I'm just gonna turn it so they can hear you pretty good. Shalom, man, Kater. Yom Teruah announces the seriousness of the upcoming year in feast. All right.
There is a mighty Ruah moving out across the sky. He's calling out the weary to green pastures. Come and lie. There is a mighty Ruah crossing barren lands. He's bringing love unceasing, fresh fruit springs from the sand. Harvest time is coming, his reapers in his hand. Go tell everybody that Torah is his command. There is a mighty
Go ahead, bro.
moving out across the sky. He's calling out the weary to green pastures. Come and lie. For harvest time is coming. his reapers in his hand. Go tell everybody that Torah is his command. Torah is his command.
Oh, we know where they get it from. We know where they get it from. I heard the run and the rip at the end. Oh, praise.
May the Most High be praised. May the Most High be praised. Beautiful.
He saved that run for the end. Didn't he?
Boy, if I had a voice like that, y'all could shut me up. Y'all be like, yo, man, please be quiet, man. Be quiet. Y'all wouldn't be able to shut me up, man, if I could sing like that, boy.
Amazing. What y'all think about that? Y'all didn't know opposite. I'm sure y'all knew. You know, he got told all the children sing. But man, okay. Jaden, where you at, man? I'll play.
Anybody else? Anybody else gonna blow that out? Anybody else? Going once? Oh yeah. All right. Let me get my camera ready. Oh, you gonna turn the camera on or what?
Okay.
All right. You gonna turn that background on?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hold on, let me turn this background off.
Boy, we ready to get it again, boy. You ready to get it again.
Yeah, if I find favor in your sight, yeah, please hear my heart's cry. Desperately waiting to be where you are. Across the hottest desert, just to see you, to behold you as yeah, if I find favor in your sight, yeah, please hear my heart's cry. Waiting to be where you are. Across the hottest desert, traveling just to see you, to behold you as my king, for your glory, for your love. I will do anything just to see you, to behold you as my king, for your glory. I will do anything just to see you, to behold you, for your glory. I will do it just to see you, my King, to behold you. I want to be where you are. will do anything just to see you, to behold you and be where you are. I gotta be where you are. Be where you gotta be where you wanna be where. Gotta be where you wanna be where you gotta be where you wanna be where you gotta be where you are. Wanna be where you gotta be where you wanna be where you are. Glory, I will do anything just to see you, to behold for the Lord. I will do anything just to see you, to behold you, my King, for your glory. I will do anything just to see you, to behold you, for your glory. I will do anything. I will do anything just to see you, to behold you. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, you're worthy. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Wanna be where you wanna be where you are. Gotta be where you are. Be where you are. Gotta be where you are. Be where you are. Wanna be where be where you are. Be where you are. Gotta be where you are. Wanna be where you are. Be where you are. Wanna be where you are. Gotta be where you are. Oh boy. Wanna be where you are. Oh boy, here we go. Gotta be where you are. Gotta be where. Every single day I wanna be where you are. I wanna find. Gotta be where. Wanna be where you are. Gotta be where. What a song. Gotta be where you are. Gotta be where you are. Gotta be where you are. Wanna be where you are. Gotta be where you are. All right.
Hold up. Beats on that. Beat out, man. Goodness gracious.
That's what I'm talking about, boy. Talking about dropping that thing down, that was dropping that thing.
Hey.
That song about 15 minutes long.
Oh, man.
So for those, yeah, okay.
Gotta be where you are.
For those that's tuning in, we're hoping that you all are enjoying yourselves so far. These wonderful musicians and vocalists. The powerful song had Ab and family up there doing their thing. Please make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Please make sure that you like and you subscribe and share if you haven't. All right, and press the notify button for occasions like these. We don't, this is still Shabbat, but it's what is it, Thursday? Yom Hamishi, right? So if you weren't aware, or if you don't have that notify button, you wouldn't have been aware. So just please do that if you haven't. And Anything you want?
Man, that was nice. Man, that was nice. I got anybody want the full video, y'all let me know. I got the whole video. If we're going to Shabbat, I will sell it to y'all today. Shabbat, I'll sell it to you later. Full 15-minute long video. So, and we got the video starting from before she started singing until after she completed it. This was really nice. I like that. See, a lot of people don't understand. But that's how you worship the Almighty. That's how you worship Him, through song, through praise, and through your actions. You know what I mean? A lot of people, oh, that's churchy, that's churchy. Man, that's something we forgot when we left the church. We forgot how to get churchy. Churchy is spiritual.
Yeah.
You know, they deal with the spiritual essence and the emotional essence. But when we get into this way of life, we so.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing wrong with that, but you gotta have balance. You gotta know, because when Dawid, he was a cold fuck. Thug of all thugs. He'd cut your head off, spit down your neck, and then rip his clothes off and praise and sing and run through the streets and give glory to this king.
Yeah.
We gotta remember that. Come on, man, you messed me up, man.
Little poetry.
Yeah, he'll go. He got the fever. But that's how it goes, family. That's how it goes. When that spirit gets you, that spirit got you, and then let it go. Don't even try to hesitate. Don't even try to hold it up. Let it flow. That's what's wrong with a lot of people today. They don't let the spirit of the Most High consume them. They're too busy trying to be like the world while they're in the world, and therefore they can't give themselves teachings to the world. Y'all follow what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because we so wrapped up in the world, we forget about separating ourselves from evil and wickedness and being joined hand in hand with the Almighty in righteousness. Where you going? Oh, come on, man. You got some more you got to give us. Come on, now. Oh, who's going to play? Jalen? All right, Jalen. Come on, Jalen.
You gonna think about that?
Oh, he going to do it?
Yeah, press on keyboard. He's the computer.
Oh. So we got another song? You said you got something? You were singing too, bro. You got a song? Man, you got a song? No?
Y'all don't know this, but y'all can sing too now.
I heard him back
He
there.
just
So
said-
I tried to get him up. And I
Yeah.
ain't got no song.
He can sing too now. I just want to put it out there.
All right, well, I guess that's it. May the Most High be praised. Yeah, what about you? You got that? What about your song? You want to sing your song today? You can sing it. He with it. He with it.
Okay.
You know, when you start by yourself, but once you get it going, everybody gonna be right there with you. It's only on your volume, so.
You want to switch it? I'm gonna mute me. Turn my thing down.
The one you like, right? The one you like, the song you like.
Yeah, that last song you did, that thing was nice, man. You had me singing that song all week.
Yes, sir.
Man, borrow this chair for a minute.
Make sure. No, yeah, I can stand up. I can stand up. I can stand up.
I thought you got to play the piano while you do it.
I gotta record it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm about to say, ask them what they could hear, because the feedback on the piano was kind of.
it was over a little bit over there.
But they said they felt and I heard it.
Alright, let's see.
Yeah, he something else on them keys.
Okay.
Something else on
Praise
them
the Most
keys.
High.
I know y'all was like, you know, I got some bad experience with singing when somebody will play. You're like, can they play it? Are they gonna play the right key? They do justice.
I did it right?
Yeah.
Alright, it's good. It's coming. I'm waiting for it a little bit.
You got a little, started off, he's a little rusty.
A little rusty, yeah.
And I guess y'all had to fall in sequence with each other, because
Yeah.
after that, you tore it up. Did a great job. That's why you're just gonna sing.
That's what I'm singing. I wish my emo was here. singing with me today? Can you hear me? Okay.
Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear? Feel the speakers?
Yeah.
Feel the speakers?
Can I put this up here?
Yeah, okay. Yo hey wa hey yire Elohim shel Abraham. Yo hey wa hey I am who you say I am. Yo hey wa hey yire you are the great I am. Yo hey wa hey yire. You created the moon and the stars, gave light to the earth and the sky. Then you entered into our hearts, you gave us the breath of life. All Yah's people say, all esteem to the King. All Yah's children say, all esteem to the King. Yohewah Yire Elohim Shel Abraham. Yohewah Yire I am who you say I am. Yohewah Yire you are the great I am. Yohewah Yire. Everybody now go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh, 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 yeah. For those that can catch it, yo hey wah hey. 1. Yo hey wah hey. Yire Elohim Shel Abraham. Yohewah I am who you say I am. Yohewah Yire you are the great I am. Yohewah Yire one more time. Yohewah Yohewah Yire Elohim Shel Abraham. Yohewah I am who you say I am. Yohewah Yire you are the great I am. Yohewah Yire. That's pretty much the song. Need the rest of the team.
That was nice. I tell you, y'all doing y'all thing today, boy. Y'all doing y'all thing.
Team. I was thinking back there. Yeah. See, that's one of the songs that I would like us to sing.
Hallelujah.
We can do it. We can do it. All right. Put some fire in the chat, some claps, some thumbs up if you was feeling that song. If you could see that song, hear that song being out there. Right, y'all hear that? Some awards and stuff like that. Y'all hear that? All right. Take the time right now, please, to like this, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and share it. I don't know if we have anything else that we.
My song?
Oh, you got another song?
I have one song, I think.
Hey.
It's a rap.
Is that-
Admitted.
So go ahead, Miss, for the Most High. You ain't talking about the world.
What you need?
No, and I have a song, but it's a rap.
Very good. Someone said, who was that? Ayana? Kabir Ayana? I think I said her name right. It was very good. Thumbs up. Power fist emoji.
All right, ready?
Probably gotta bring this over. I'll bring it over there. Let's put it over here.
Yeah, that's cool. Shabbat shalom, everyone. I have one more piece that I'm going to do. This song is entitled "The Awakening," and as some of you have heard this song before, but for some of you it may be new. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, bro. But I ain't ready for it. Yeah, look, it's been a long time coming, but I'm still here. Take a little time off, had to go with this shit. Listen from the world and everything that happened tied to it. Left with only few choices, get my mind right. They brainwashing our community, television, by using lies and disguise just to tell their vision. They got us concentrated on the wrong things, like how we read, but I'm gonna wake my people up by any means. Malcolm X, yeah. Don't you even trip, he asked the question, black man, who were you before the shift? And black man, who were you before they put you in the chains? And black man, who were you called before the master changed your name? Oh, I know it's crazy that they never told you, gave you a religion, an American dream just to control you, took the fathers out the house and away from their kids. And for the ones who still standing, they killing them dead. It's funny when we start to stand, they call it racism, when they the only people that still got their race in them. See, mine was took from me. Forbidden to ever learn it. They call us cool and niggas. We still 3% of a person. So when you talk about justice, bro, that was not for you. It's for the folks who say they white but rock the red and blue. They want to say I'm spreading hate, but I'm just speaking truth. The truth will set you free. That's why they lie to you. I remember laying up at night while the family was sleeping, thinking about the struggles and pain mama was keeping. Looking outside the window, view of poverty, scenery, brothers fall to the ground and police fire their machinery. Sat inside of a school, never learned my identity. Told me that I was black and that slavery was my history. Beat it out of our backs, stick our heritage viciously. 400 years later, our name still remains a mystery. Living inside America, call it the land of misery. Sworn to protect and serve, I don't trust them. I call them enemies. They want to see us crumble. They shoot them more than LeBron in Game 7 because they know as a nation we so divine. But instead we kill each other or the Jordan. The greatest are women. And buying implants just to feel important. Got us living in the ghettos according to Deuteronomy. Stuck inside of this Babylon, call it spiritual side. Patiently waiting on the Most High to redeem His people. Blacks, natives, Hispanics. If we the biblical Hebrews, it's time for us to wake up and come out of these chains. Repent and keep the commandments. Israel, it's time to change. Yeah. I said it's time to change. Repent and keep the commands. Israel, it's time to change. Yeah. I said it's time to change. Repent and keep the commands. Israel, it's time to change.
That's your song?
Yes, sir.
That's you got.
That's me, right? Yeah. That's me. That's me.
Yo, when we get this recording thing here, we need to get this thing going. You see all this camera? Oh man, we got y'all playing, man. Y'all playing. Y'all playing, man.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's what we're putting in the back of this shit, the electric house. Maybe we might do that too. Man, y'all banging. Y'all had Nasik up in here blowing too. He was blowing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Go ahead, Nasik. Show him, Nasik. Look, what you got for the family, Nasik? You've been containing it all this time.
I'm an ad
You
lib.
ready to let it out? What is it?
I don't got no soul, you know.
You always
Just
got a song.
Give all praise to the Most High each and every day. You don't need a reason why, because you're alive. Give the Most High all the praise. Yeah. The phone rings, but I'm gonna give him praise. Yeah, yeah. All praise to the Most High. No praise to the But all righty. If you haven't yet, I know we said this all the time, but just like, subscribe, share, And so you can be up to date with everything that's going to be put out here at Temple Keep Rain. All right. Anything else? You look like you want to say something, Chris.
Man, y'all got me excited. Yeah, let me see. Dang, that was great. About the best I can do right now. Because I'm trying to keep y'all smiling. I guess if I start singing, y'all might start frowning. So go ahead. Do y'all thing, y'all. That was beautiful, though. It's wonderful when you got so much talent and you're utilizing it to glorify the King. That's important. It's a beautiful thing. I'm happy today. Your faith. I need your faith. Okay? I need your faith. Okay? I am happy. I need some mayo.
Awesome, man. There you go.
Some mayo. I'm saying I'm
Beautiful. I was looking like you wanted me to answer that question.
I need some mayo.
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's go. You got that, Nancy.
All right, you all. Well, today is Yom Teruah, right? Yom Teruah Sameach. Happy blowing of the trumpets, or happy shouting, or happy.
Can you lighten your screen up? Does yours work like that? Because you coming through a little dark.
Oh, that just might be mine. Let me see. That's it.
Hit that light switch over there. See if it works. If it lightens you up some.
This
Up
one.
top, yeah. Yeah.
Get dark at me. All right. Here we go. So today is Yom Teruah, or Teruah, however you pronounce it. This is, well, we'll get into it. I'm gonna bring it out. But as Prince said, this is a Shabbat. Many may not be aware of it, but we will see that. But I have a question for those that were here. What was the appointed time before this one? Does anyone remember what the holy day was that was before this one? Shavuot. Do anybody remember what we brought out for Shavuot? What was like the significance? What did it derive from? That's a part of it, definitely. Can you elaborate on that a little more?
The time between Bethlehem and Egypt
Mhm.
and
Receiving the commandments, right? And the commandment was to start us as it was a new start. So it was starting us as a nation, right? So we had to be established. So Shavuot or Shabuah is weeks, right? So the amount of time from that moment from Passover going into it was how many weeks? Do you remember? He put it out there. Look at his hands.
50.
50, right? So Shavuot 50. So that. Oh well, we're gonna go into that. So what you brought out was exactly the main point. That time from Passover going to
50 days.
I was saying 50 days.
Yeah, 7 weeks.
Yeah, 7 weeks. There we go. So it was in the time. I thought you was putting up. I thought when he put the 5, he was doing like weeks or something like that, right? But that's the time in between. A lot of people, when they think of Shavuot, I don't know what a lot of people. I think they do it with dealing with the. Well, Princess, what did you ask? Oh, she's outside. I can't ask her. But she brought out a point that people utilize that Shavuot for, and they forget that time in between Passover and Mount Sinai. So I wanted to bring that out because what we're going to go into is going to relate to that as well. All right, so we're going to start off where everyone goes to Leviticus 23. You can't go anywhere else first before we start there. Leviticus chapter 23. Wa'ikra 23. Anybody know what Wa'ikra means in Hebrew?
Wa'ikra.
What's that, Prince?
Wa'ikra. Come on, y'all. All this Hebrew y'all speaking. Come on now.
Wa'ikra. Huh? Leviticus. Do you
But
know
what
what
does
it
it mean?
in Hebrew? Anyone?
I'll give you a hint. Usually the first name, the first words in the first sentence is usually meaning pertaining to the name of the book that they calls it.
Mhm.
So if you go back to Leviticus, you might get that hint, you might see it.
Well, it's utilizing the levy, right? So, and somebody put it. Gabriel Hadassah, you can't say it either because you be studying the Hebrew too. But and he called, right? Got that Y for the and, you got the yod representing the he or the it, and korah, right? Call, likro to call. So, and he called, right? So he utilized. Who did he call to bring the message out? Who? Levitical priests were supposed to be the ones that were supposed to bring the law to the people. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. Leviticus chapter 23. Let me pull it out. And we're going to start at verse 1. We're only going to read the first 3 verses, and then we're going to jump down to dealing with Yom Teruah. All right. And it says, the Most High spoke to Moshe, saying, right? Let me see. Moshe spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the people of Israel and say to them, these are the appointed feasts of the Most High that you should proclaim as holy convocations. And they are appointed feasts, right? Is every holy day a feast? No. So when we hear people say feast days, what is our job to do? Or what can we do to give them a little better understanding? Just teach them, correct them. Like everyone is not a feast, because feast is the word what in Hebrew? Anybody? You got it? Ha.
Yeah.
Ha. So whenever you see that word before the appointed time, that's gonna let you know it's a feast. Chag represents feast. Prince, you want to say anything about that Chag? I know you want to bring that out.
That Chag, a lot of people don't know this, but Chag is related to the Islamic word. What's that? Hajj that they call it in Islam. They get it from the Hebrew word Chag. Now in Islam, when you do a Hajj, that Hajj means you return back to Mecca and you walk around that Kaaba for 3 times or however 7 times it might be. And everybody had to return. If you was in a different country, you would return home. That's how they do it. You have to do that at least once in your life. That's how Muslims do it. But in the Hebrew culture, which they got it from, a Chag is actually a return. It's a call, it's a feast, it's a celebration, but it's also a return back to the Holy Land 3 times a year. So we have 3 Chags that we were supposed to keep, and you'll find that in the book of Leviticus, Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter. Those 3 times a year that we were supposed to return back to where the Most High placed his name. But a lot of us today, we don't have any knowledge of that. We don't know what a Chag is. We think it's time to act a fool and party and drink and eat chicken. That's what we think. But none of those 3 things that I mentioned have anything except partying, but none of them really has anything to do with a Chag. Chag means celebration, but it also means a return.
All right, I'm going to present something on the screen for those of you that might not be on the live. You may not be able to see it, so I'll make sure I read it to you all. If I could pull it out, Leviticus 23, there we go. All right, so we're in verse 3, I believe, right now. We read verse 2, make sure. So speak to the people of Israel and say to them, these are the appointed feasts of the Most High, or Moedim, right? That you shall proclaim as holy convocations, so set apart, right? They are appointed, they are my appointed feasts. Verse 3, 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day is a Sabbath of rest. But let me pull this up and make sure. Can you all see the screen that's in the audience?
Yes.
All right. So as you can see, what I'm circling right here with this arrow, it says Shabbat Shabbaton, right? So it's a solemn rest. It's a special Sabbath, some people say. It's a sabbatical, some people could use, but it's complete rest, complete focus, right, on the Shabbat,
Weekly Shabbat.
weekly Shabbat. It also is on some of the Moedim we're going to go to. It's on the couple.
One more.
All right.
Okay, it's on.
I was going to break it out, though. It's actually,
Okay.
yeah, it's on a couple.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Okay.
No, no.
All right. So you also see Holy Convocation, which is Mikra Kodesh, that's dealing with a reading. You have some where you have a lengthier reading. You have some that it just depends. You know, you might go for, sometimes we go for 2 hours on certain ones, and some you might go shorter, right? But you have Shabbaton, which is a Shabbat. So always remember that. Day of Atonement is Shabbat. And then we have a couple more I'm going to bring out. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. We're already there. Let's go down to, I think, verse 20. It may be. Well, 23, actually. Okay. All right. On verse 23, and the Most High spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the people of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall observe a day of solemn rest, a memorial proclaimed with blast of trumpets, a holy convocation. Does anyone know what the blowing of the trumpets, the word is for that blowing of trumpets? Teruah. Teruah. It's 2 words that we're going to learn about today. Teruah is just one of them. Okay, so this is a commandment that's given to us by the Most High for us to keep. This is one of the Moedim, and it's supposed to do a few different things. This commandment is to bring us remembrance of our connection to the Most High. This commandment is to make sure that we go into understanding who he is, being the king, right? And also it's a celebration leading us to what Princess brought out earlier. It's leading us and preparing us for something, which is Day of Atonement. But it's also preparing us for a few other things too. All right, so let's go ahead and go to any questions before we move forward? No questions? Any questions on your end?
Oh, you bring out the fact of the trumpets.
Yeah. I'm going to bring that up going forward. But the Shabbat part, I think our confusion was the Shabbaton. You said Shabbat, Shabbaton. Right.
You came.
Right.
Shabbat,
Shabbat, Shabbaton. So, but this particular one on it's a few different Shabbatons that just by itself, not Shabbat, Shabbaton, as Prince brought out, that it's going to be on the resting of the land. It's going to be here on Yom Teruah. It's going to be also on. We got a Day of Atonement, but as per said, Shabbat, Shabbaton. But then on the weekly Sabbath, it'll be Shabbaton as well. All right. Anything you want to bring up? All right. Let's go ahead and go to Yehoshua chapter 6 or Joshua chapter 6. Let's go to Joshua chapter 6. And there's a couple things I want to bring out there. But we're going to read from the beginning. Anyone familiar with the book of Joshua? All right. What was Joshua's purpose? What did Joshua, what was he commanded to do? Do anybody know? No?
He picked up the mantle from Moshe.
From Moshe. Okay. He picked up the mantle from Moshe, right? And the people were able to go into listening to him due to, why would you say they listened to him more so? Any thoughts on why? He was following. He was there at the foot of Moshe. Moshe was going up to the mountain. He was there, right? So then Moshe brought him before the people. So when Moshe brought him before the people, that's more of allowing the people to understand that transition is going towards him, and the Most High is going to be using him. So that shares something too. That lets us know something too. A lot of times, us in the community, we'll move forward and we'll uplift ourselves, and that's something that's not cultural. We don't uplift ourselves. Maybe those that may be functioning that's out of the culture or out of the law, but we see a lot of times, or most times, or all the time, you see people going into that position through someone else that's over them, someone that's been doing it for a while, someone that has, like when Chris brought out last week with Eli, right? Shemuel. Shemuel was under Eli for a time period. Okay. Verse 1. Now Jericho was shut up inside and outside because of the people of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Most High said to Yehoshua, see, I have given Jericho into your hand with its king and mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city, all the men of war going around the city once. Thus shall you do for 6 days. 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of rams, horns before the ark. On the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. What I wanted to bring out here is we got the shofar. They're blowing the shofar, but the blowing part is a word, katakaya, root word being takai. So that's dealing with blowing, right? Keep that in mind. Let's read that again. It says, 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. On the 7th day, you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets, right? So after them walking around, it's going to be something that they're going to do, which we're all familiar with, I'm sure. But I want to put some words to this, all right? Verse 5, and when they came in a long blast, when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, when you hear the sound of the trumpet, then all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city will fall down flat, and the people shall go up and everyone straight before him. So it says, when you hear the sound of the trumpet, okay, when we go to that word for that trumpet, we got the shofar, we got the code for voice. Remember, Prince was bringing that out on one of the lessons about the thundering sounds. Y'all remember that when the Most High was coming and it was thundering going on, but that word being cold, the Most High was actually speaking to them. You all recall that? Anybody? You recall that? No? You remember that?
Oh, yeah, you know.
All right. So all the people shall shout. So after this trumpet is blown, it says the people will shout. That word is ruah. Keep that in mind. That word is ruah. The people shall shout. Then all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city will fall down. And that great shout is Teruah. So it was a horn being blown or a shofar being blown, Takah or Takaya, and then the people did a great shout, Teruah. Before we got started today, it was something that was happening. You all was thinking. You all was giving praise to the Most High due to what we're being here today. And when Chris was bringing out, he was saying that this is how you're praising and getting the attention of the Most High, right? So it says that this shofar, that's another word, can't think of another word for the trumpet. It's like something like that. You know that word, Prince? I'll find it for you all. But it's it was a trumpet being blown, and then there was a shout, a ruah, then a great shout. The people will shout, Teruah. All right, keep that in mind. And the people shall go up, everyone straight before him. So Yehoshua, the son of Nun, say it again. Takah came, being that root. At Takaya, it will be within the actual the Hebrew sentences or whatever. So that root being Takah, like you said. So Yehoshua, the son of Nun, called the priests and said to them, take up the ark of the covenant and let the 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of rams, horns before the ark of the Most High. So we see that before going into war or before going into some type of battle or something dealing with a destruction of some sort, the priest led the way. So that tells us something too about the leaders of our community, of our people. They're supposed to be in front. They're supposed to be leading. All right. Verse 7, and he said to the people, go forward, march around the city, and let the armed men pass on before the ark of the Most High. And just as Yehoshua had commanded the people, the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the Most High went forward, blowing the trumpets, with the ark of the covenant of the Most High flowing or following them. It's likely. The armed men were walking before the priests who were blowing the trumpets, and the rear guard was walking after the ark while the trumpets blew continually. This whole scenario is showing us something. In order for the Most High to do what the Most High said he was going to do, he had the leadership going present first, but then you saw the blowing of these trumpets, right? And then the people had to do something. It's a work attached to it. Don't worry, we're gonna keep going, and it's something we're gonna bring out earlier. So I'm leading up for that, but it's something that we have to do with that. So we understand that Yom Teruah is before Yom Kippurim, but it's still something else too that we have to do. All right. But Yehoshua commanded the people, you should not shout or make your voice heard. What is this word for shout? Right? Ruah, still within Teruah. You shall not shout or make your voice heard, neither call or shall any word go out of your mouth until the day I tell you to shout. To the day that I tell you to shout. So he caused the ark of the Most High to circle the city, going out at once, and they came into the camp and spent the night in the camp. Then Yehoshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Most High. And the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram horns before the ark of the Most High walked on, and they blew the trumpets continually. Right? So they walked on, they walked before the people, and they blew the trumpets continually. Right? They're getting the attention of the Most High continually. In order for this wall to fall, those priests have to walk before the people and to get the attention of the Most High continually. It wasn't one time. And the armed men were walking before them, and the rear guard was walking after the ark of the Most High, while the trumpets blew continually. And the second day they marched around the city once and returned into the camp. So they did for 6 days. On the 7th day, they rose early at the dawn of day and marched around the city in the same manner 7 times. We was bringing out last week the significance of the number 3, number 7. You're going to see that throughout the text. Shabbat being the 7th day, right? Verse 16, and at the seventh time, when the priests had blown the trumpets, Yehoshua said to the people, shout, for the Most High has given you the city. He told them to shout, right? Same word being ruah. And the city and all that is within it shall be devoted to the Most High for destruction. Only Rahab, the prostitute, and all who are with her in her house shall live, because she did the messengers whom we sent. She hid the messengers, luckily. But you keep yourselves from the things devoted to destruction, lest when you have devoted them, you take any of your devoted things and make the camp of Israel a thing for destruction and bring trouble upon it. For all silver and gold and every vessel of bronze and iron are holy or set apart to the Most High. They shall go into the treasury of the Most High. Last verse. So the people shouted, and the trumpets were blown. As soon as the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted a great shout, and the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before, and they captured the city. That word for great shout is teruah. So the people shouted a great shout after the blowing of the shofar or the trumpet, right? And they did a great shout, and that great shout is teruah. Before we go forward, any questions, any thoughts, any comments? All right. So as I said, the priests are leading the way. We, of course, we have people in front of them, but they're leading the people, right? They're continually pressing to get the attention to the Most High. And then in turn, the people are supposed to do something in order for that to take place, right? And the wall fell flat. It was a combination of everyone. And that shout, or that great shout, was Teruah. All right. Let's go to Job or Job chapter 8. And there's something else about this word Teruah. There's something else about this word Teruah that I'm going to present or bring out. You all may already be aware of it, or you may not be. Job chapter 8. Job chapter 8. So if you're familiar with this story, I actually did a lesson on this a few years ago, and then I brought it back a week ago or so. But these three individuals are speaking with Job, and they're saying things. I'm gonna read this chapter. What they're saying is not wrong. They're just saying it to the wrong person, but it's a part that I'm going to bring out in here, and it's going to be on it's going to be in verse 20, but I said let's read the whole thing for context. Then Bildad the Shuhite answered and said, how long will you say these things, and the words of your mouth be a great wind? You know, you ever had wind just coming, so you just blowing stuff out. That's what he's saying to him, right? Does the Most High pervert justice, or does the Almighty pervert the right? If your children have sinned against him, he has delivered them into the hand of their transgression. So we have this individual, he know the news that's dealing with Job. His sons basically was wiped out for what they were doing, right? But Bildad in this moment, because Job, he didn't say anything about or complaining about his children dying, right? At this point. And it's some things that was being done in the beginning. You had to go to the story to see it, but he's not saying anything wrong in regards to the subject itself. If someone has sinned and he has been delivered into the hand of their transgression, that happens with the people, right? If you will seek the Most High and plead with him, the Almighty, for mercy, if you are pure and upright, surely then he will rouse himself for you and restore your rightful habitation. So if you are pure and if you are upright, surely he gonna lift you up if you are, right? And though your beginning was small, your latter days will be very great. So what he's saying again is not wrong. For inquire, please, of bygone ages, and consider what the fathers have searched out. For we are but of yesterday and know nothing. For our days on earth are a shadow. Will they not teach you and tell you in other words out of their understanding? Can papyrus grow where there is no marsh? Can reeds flourish where there is no water? While yet in flower and not cut down, they wither before any other plant. Such are the paths of all who forget the Most High. The hope of the godless shall perish. This is truth, what he's bringing out. Let's jump down to 20.
Yeah, share the screen.
Oh, share the screen?
Yeah, that's not on the screen share.
No, I don't. I wasn't trying to share. I guess I kept this up the whole time.
Okay. You gotta share it. Oh, you're not trying to
No, I
share it?
wasn't trying to share.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know that I still had that up. Told everybody. Let's jump down to Job chapter 8, verse 20. Job chapter 8, verse 20. It says, behold, the Most High will not reject a blameless man, nor take the hand of evildoers. He will yet fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouting, right? This word for, or rejoicing, some translations may say, that word is teruah. Why is this word being used for rejoicing and shouting? Does anyone have an idea what it might be?
Because rejoicing and shouting come from the same place physically and spiritually.
Okay, great answer. Great answer. What else do you think it would, when dealing with Teruah, dealing with things pertaining to the commandments of us blowing the shofar? We're going to get into some more things as to what else we're supposed to do with the shofar, right? Being Takayo, Taka, and dealing with Teruah. But what else would the shouting and the rejoicing lead to?
From my understanding, it leads to more like just a clearing of space, like you're clearing out, you're opening up for something to either come in or to leave out.
Mhm.
And of course, blowing the shofar, like I said earlier, is that warning. So it's like to get yourself correct, to get things right within and outside of you.
Okay. Okay, I like that answer too. And in this sense, what Job is talking about 8:21, when it says he will yet fill your mouth, it's not Job, actually. He will yet fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouting. It's a sense of salvation. Teruah is a sense of salvation. We're going to get into that in a minute, right? When the people did a great shout, that word Teruah, it was a sense of salvation with that, when that wall came down. And we're going to see some more examples of that as well. All right. Let's keep reading. I'll close the rest of that chapter out. And it says, those who hate you will be clothed with shame, and the tent of the wicked will be no more. So the Most High will not reject the blameless man, right? Nor take hand of the evildoers. This is all connected to the salvation of what the Most High is giving us. If we do those steps continually, right? Going down to get his attention, and then that shouting and calling out to him, Teruah, which is what we all were doing before service, which is what the Most High wants us to do. Call. Leviticus 23, and he called, right? So let's go ahead. Any questions on that chapter? Any questions? Any thoughts? Anybody in the audience? Okay. Jericho, Jordan. Is this a city of Jericho? Jericho, Jordan, or Yadane? All right, let's go to Job. Job 39, only one verse. Job chapter 39, only one verse. What I'm trying to establish is to let you all know, if you aren't aware, and maybe you all are aware, Teruah is more than the trumpets. It's something dealing with us. The trumpets is the first, or the blowing of the shofar is the first step, but the Teruah is the ending, which is us. To get the attention of the Most High and to fulfill all the things that he has promised us. We have to get his attention, and we're going to see that. All right. So Slackley. Job 39 and 25. And it says, when the trumpet sounds, okay. So some context. Let's go up. Let's go up. So this portion right here, a little context. 39, because we're going into the 41 or 42nd chapter. So the Most High is correcting Job in a sense. Job went through a whole lot, and went through a lot of pain and things of that nature. And he didn't understand why this was happening to him, for those that's not familiar with the story. And he had moments where he was talking about it. When you think of people like too many of our prophets will have some type of complaints. Some people tell you shouldn't complain to the Most High or bring something to the Most High, but we see people like Abraham did it. You know, he asked questions. It wasn't complaining. Moshe did it. It wasn't in the sense that we look at today, right? And today in Christianity, they teach that. They teach that Job was coming against the Most High. He was argumentative and things of that nature, but he wasn't. He didn't understand. Right? Even within that moment, when he was talking to those three individuals, he was trying to let them know that I'm still giving the credit to the Most High. I'm going to praise the Most High regardless, right? But now the Most High is correcting them. Are you the one that's able to do this? So let's go to 25. Let's go to verse 20. Let's give some context before 25. 20 says, do you make the locust? Do you make the leap with the locust? His majestic snorting is terrifying. He paws in the valley and exults in his strength. He goes out to meet the weapons. He laughs at fear and is not dismayed. He does not turn back from the sword. Upon him rattle the quiver and the flashing spear and the javelin. With fierceness and rage, he swallows the ground. He cannot stand still at the sound of the trumpet. When the trumpet sounds, he says, aha. He smells the battle from afar, the thunder of the captains and the shouting, right? This word right here, can you all guess it? Is Teruah, right? So it's an after. It's not the trumpet itself. The trumpet itself, or the blowing of that trumpet itself, is going to be that Tekah, as Prince I said, with the root, Tekaya, right? And then the shouting part is going to be, or it's going to be the Teruah, and that's dealing with the people, their response to it. Now, when I take us to the next spot in Numbers, we're going to see the responses to the noise, and that's attached with the Teruah. All right. Any questions on Eod? Any questions on Eod? This is not a long one, you all. This is not a long lesson, but it is some things I wanted to bring up. No questions? No comments? Let me check in the audience. It's for change, to correct, to accept the blessings from him. Okay. Okay. And I'm glad you said that change part, Princess. Watch what we're going to find out in Numbers. Watch what we're going to see in Numbers. Everybody remember that change more so the change for me. The change to correct as well, okay? Because that's leading into Yom HaKippurim. But we're going to go harp on this Teruah. Let's go to Numbers. Numbers chapter 10. Again, this isn't long, but it's a few things are going to be out of chapter 10 of Numbers. I think this chapter is amazing because hopefully it gives us some ideas to what we could be doing or should be doing as a whole, as Israel. You know, Israel who's trying to get it together. And I believe this is interesting what we're going to read. And maybe some of you already came across it. All right. Verse 1. The Most High spoke to Moshe, saying, make 2 silver trumpets of hammered work. You should make them, and you should use them for summoning the congregation and for breaking camp. Now, we're in 2024. Most people use phones, you know, walkie-talkies or whatever. So I can understand if people want to get away from this. But see what he's saying. He's saying, and you shall use them for summoning the congregation and for breaking the camp. And when both are blown, so both of them are blown, all the congregation shall gather themselves to you at the entrance of the tent of meeting, when both of them are blown. Okay, that's that word takah, the root word of it, takah or takaya. But if they blow only one, so that's a separate scenario, then the chiefs, the heads of the tribes of Israel, shall gather themselves to you. Now, it's some school of thought as to these different types of blowing, right? So in verse 4, it's not speaking of Teruah. And we're going to see when we read it, the differences in these blowings. Verses 1 through 4 is going to be different from when you go to verse 5 going down, right? So again, 2 silver trumpets. One is going to be, when both are blown at the same time, is to gather the people. When one is blown by itself, then it's only to deal with the heads, the leaders of the tribe of Yisrael. Verse 5, when you blow an alarm, which is Teruah, when you blow an alarm, the camps that are on the east side shall set out. Now, with this set out, I wanted to bring this word out, right? So if I was to say I'm going, or I'm like driving, I need no say, right? I'm driving, I'm traveling, but I'm traveling, I'm being carried by something. If I'm walking, ani olechet if you're a woman, right? So I need no say, I'm traveling in the car, I'm traveling, or on a plane. This word is naza, right? So when they hear this alarm, it's preparing them for something to come, right? It's getting them prepared. They have to leave. They got to get out. And it's a confusion in the community when they think of the word NASA. Anybody ever heard that doctrine that's going out with NASA being
So to go up.
right, or to beguile? You ever heard? You heard people use that to be beguiling or tricking. That word they're actually looking for is nasha. Naza and nasha are 2 different words. Let me show you. I'm gonna pull it on the screen for those that's listening. And it's important. I love things like this. Hopefully you all like it, but it's important I bring that out. Because think about it. If they have a camp and they set up, they got to pick the stuff up and they have to travel. They got to leave. When they hear that alarm, you don't got time to do nothing. Grab what you can, pick it up, and go. So that word is nasa. But let me bring this out really quickly. Let me see which one it is. Just want to show you all. Here we go. Give me a second, you all. I'm trying to find it. I think I erased it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. About to share it right now. I got a couple tabs open for you all that I want to bring out. So that's what's happening. All right. This is right here what everyone is referring to in the community. It's going to be that noon, the shin, and the ayin, or the aleph, I should say, selectly. And this is the word that you're going to see. So they'll use this word, nasha, which is to beguile or deceive, and they attach that to naza. I do think that naza got that from Hebrew, like it's traveling. You're being picked up in something, metal or whatever, but you're traveling and you're lifting off. But the word nasha is dealing with beguile. So I wanted to make that clear, just in case any of you all saw that teaching or thought that that was correct. Those are 2 different words. Right. Yep. It's close, right? Definitely. Nakash being beguiled, or that serpent, or dealing with magic and things of that nature. Okay. So I wanted to bring that out, you all. Let's go back. Let's go back to it. Any questions about that part at all? All right. Man. So when you blow an alarm, the camps that are on the east side shall set out, or they shall leave, they shall go, they shall travel out, right? Numbers chapter 10, verse 5. And when you blow an alarm the second time, the camps that are on the south side, they shall set out. An alarm is to be blown whenever they are set out. Okay, and this word here is still dealing with Teruah. So you have the one above, verses 1 through 4, that's only dealing with the ka. Those are 2 different things. Okay, that's only dealing with meeting up, having a meeting, dealing with the congregation, or that's being two trumpets being blown. The second one being 1 trumpet, and that's dealing with the leaders if they have a meeting. All right. Let's keep going down to, verses 7. But when the assembly is to be gathered together, you shall blow a long blast. but you shall not sound an alarm. So even with those, the first four being with the two trumpets being blown at the same time, and with the congregation, and then the one trumpet being blown one time for the leaders, it's blown differently. One is a long blow. Think about it's a tornado or something. You hear that, right? So us blowing that trumpet is going to be different. It's letting us know the scenarios being different, letting us know. Like if you're in a home and you hear just some quick blows, right? Dealing with two trumpets is for everybody to come. If you're hearing quick blows with one, it's dealing with just the leaders. And then if it's a long blow, that's dealing with something that's an alarm that we need to get out. And that's what was happening here. All right. But when the assembly is gathered together, verse 7, you shall blow a long blast, but you shall not sound an alarm. Okay. The sons of Aharon, the priests, shall blow the trumpets. The trumpet shall be to you for a perpetual statute throughout your generations. Okay, let's stop there. Let's stop there. So when dealing with that, the Teruah, that's dealing with getting you prepared. That's why we got the School of Thought speaking of how it's supposed to prepare us for the Yom Kippurim, to cleanse ourselves, to get back with the Most High, right? That sound and bringing and getting the Most High's attention, right? Leading up to this moment, which is dealing with Yom Kippurim. All right. Let me see what verse I want to go down to now. All right. Is there any questions? You didn't bring it, did you? Are you there? Is there any questions in regards to Numbers chapter 10? Any thoughts? Tough audience. You got one? Go ahead. Oh, you know questions?
There's some questions in the chat.
They also had an order to the blowing of the shofar during certain times. Can you expound on that question, Princess? Unless you
She's asking a question.
No, that's why I said, can you expound on that question? They
Well,
also
I
had
didn't mean to put a question mark there. Sorry. It was kind of just like I was acknowledging when you were reading that's what the different ways to blow the shofar at different times. Yeah.
Okay.
I never paid attention to that.
Okay. All right. Collective attention in the same direction, and intention brings about results. All right. I am Patel. Okay. Any more questions or thoughts?
You know, I thought you was going to go to all this information that you was bringing. Can I say this? Because I don't want to mess your lesson up if you got something else you're waiting for.
Go ahead. I could come after you.
It appears as if all this information that you're bringing out with these Hebrew words, it sounds like the children of Israel are actually commanding spirits to do the work. That's what it sounds like.
I can roll with that too.
Yeah, they're shouting the noise, the spirits, the ruach, the shofar, they're commanding, and it sounds like they're tearing down walls. You know, they're going out before the wars, and you know, before you go out in war, it's a war. But it sounds like you're bringing forth spiritual energies, or commanding the angels to do a particular thing.
Okay.
That's just what it sounds like from the information you're bringing forward.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna come back to that too. I want to go back to 7 and 9. It's something I wanted to bring out with the Hebrew for you all, for those that have a desire to understand or reading the text on something. But I can't, I can't show you all with that screen that you talking about doing in the future. It's gonna be excellent for them to be able to see what I'm want to show. So I'll break that out later, you all.
What chapter 7?
It's gonna be the same chapter, chapter 10.
Numbers?
Yeah, Numbers.
Oh,
We're still on the same chapter. Yeah, it's a few things I kind of wanted to bring out, but you all in the audience are really not able to see it, so I'll bring it out later. But some of the verbiage, I'll say this, I'll just bring it out just verbally. Some of the verbiage in the text, it talks in a way to where it's actually past tense, and it's something called like imperfect. Like, so it is sound like it's saying you will do this, but it's saying it from a standpoint of this is what you did, right? And that's confusing. I will have to show it to you, but it's more so like past tense is what you are expected to do. And I thought that was interesting. I wanted to bring out, but I'll bring it out later. Let's end with this though. Verse 10. Let's end with verse 10. And it kind of goes into what Prince was saying in a sense. It kind of leads up into that. I'll start at 7 actually. But when the assembly is to be gathered together, you should blow a long blast, but you should not sound an alarm, right? So this goes into, this is not something that is like war or something about to happen. So the alarm part is that Teruah part, but you should blow when the assembly have to come together. All right. Verse 8, and the sons of Aaron, the priest, shall blow the trumpets. The trumpets shall be to you for a perpetual state. I read that part, verse 9. And when you go to war in your land against the adversary who oppresses you, then you should sound an alarm with the trumpets. Okay? You should sound the alarm with the trumpets. Okay? So what is that alarm? What we've been reading, we went to Job, we went to Joshua, and we saw that Teruah was dealing with the people doing the shout to get the attention to the Most High to step in. The spirits as Prince kind of brought out, and the Most High stepping in and battling for us. So blow it, do the alarm, Teruah, with the trumpets, right? And that word in verse 9, when it says blow the alarm, it literally says ruah, right? And then the trumpets is going to be that word I was talking about, Prince, chetzot ra. So that's dealing with actually the trumpets, right? So that's not the Teruah part. You go to verse 10, or verse 9, finishing, it says that you may be remembered before the Most High, your Elohim. So this sounding the alarm or the Teruah, your voice shouting with the trumpets allows you to be remembering because you're calling out to the Most High to battle for you, right? And you shall be saved from your enemies on the day of your gladness also. So this is separate, not just on the time dealing with war, but on the days of your gladness also at your appointed feast and at the beginning of your month, you should blow the trumpets. You should blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings. They should be a reminder of you before the Most High. How many of us are doing that? How many of us are doing it during the appointed feast? How many of us are doing it in the beginning of our months? However it's observed. For those that's watching that may be a part of Beulah Land and Typical Kivarim, or those who may be elsewhere that's tuning in right now, are you blowing it? Right? It says you should blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings or over the sacrifices. We know we're not doing that, but we do dedicate things to the Most High. You know, how many of us are doing those things? They should be a reminder of you before your Elohim. I am the Most High. So I'm going to close out with saying this, right? So in general, the Teruah portion, right, is dealing with bringing awareness to the people to get them prepared before war. It's to assemble the people as well, and it's also to in a sense of marching towards something, right? These are memorials to bring us closer to the Most High, as you stated in the beginning, and then we're going to leave it off with this. Ready? So Teruah, right? It's the urgency of your response. Teruah is urgent to be alarmed, warn, and to advance yourselves, or having the advantage to prepare yourselves. So you have an advantage before the people, right? To what's to come of Yah, and to be joyous of the occasion because of what's to come after it. Your deliverance after the process is fulfilled. Those steps that we saw what Lewi did, the going around 7 times, the shouting. That was the whole process. And that deliverance is after the fact. So under the sound of my voice, remember the eternal power of his covenant with us. Teruah, call out to the Most High, everyone, and shout and glorify his name. Come on. Shout and glorify the Most High's name. There you go. That's strong. All right. That's it. It wasn't a whole lot to bring out with Teruah, but I did want to point out that so it's a whole collective. Teruah is the after effect to really get the attention of the Most High and to prepare us and get us in a position to where we are presentable to go to that atonements area, Day of Atonements. So yeah, I wanted to bring more out, but we don't have for everybody to see, but it's all right.
Shalom, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. It was relatively short for how we do it, because y'all know we be on here all day, lesson after lesson all day. But let's give a round of applause to Nasik for bringing such a lesson today. Now, a lot of you may not have been aware, but that was an unorthodox lesson. He would actually take you to the Hebrew, take you back to the English, take you back to the Hebrew, slow walk you so that you could get an understanding and comprehension of your language. So that was a great thing. He was all over the place with it. And then he tied it all up at the end. Y'all see how he did that? He said, this is a day that you're supposed to be shouting and rejoicing and blowing the horns and screaming to the Almighty. And he's right. This is one of those days. So don't nobody need to be walking around with a slim face looking like this, being all sad. On this day, no matter what your problems are, you're supposed to rejoice before the Creator. No matter what your problems are, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you experience, just let it go. And just find the space and the time to thank the Creator, to please the Creator, to shout out to the King. And a lot of times when you shout, man, it does something to you. It releases, it releases something that you got stored up inside you that you ordinarily don't want to say, ordinarily don't want to do. Shout it out sometime. Even if you got to go out in the bushes, out in the back, all the way down the back of the field, and get back there and go, ah! You let it out there. You'd be surprised. You'll feel so much better. You'll feel so much better. So may the Most High be praised, and thank you for all who have come out to join us. And if you got any questions, family, remember, if you got any questions, you can type them in the room. Nasik is still here, and he can address those questions. If you have any questions or any comments, and we can also put the link in here so you can come up to the platform and state your question or your comment. Now, here's a discrepancy that I want to address. A lot of people are not doing Yom Teruah today. There's a lot of people, a lot of Israelites, creator-fearing Israelites, who are doing Yom Teruah next month and not this month at all. What happened is the discrepancy. Normally, we will be all doing it at the same time. But what happened is Pesach initiates the beginning of our year, the first month of our year, Pesach. And when this last Pesach came around, there was a little bit of controversy as to when the beginning of the year actually was. We at Beulah Land at Temple Kifarim, we follow the One Nation Calendar Coalition. And the One Nation Calendar Coalition accepted the three witnesses that they saw, the heavens, the earth, and the animals, the three witnesses that they saw to allow this year to begin. Whereas a lot of people didn't want to accept it because they didn't have enough witnesses to accept it. So they proclaimed it to be an additional month this year, which gave them 13 months, which made it a leap year for this year. An additional month. They added an additional month to it. Well, we didn't add additional month. We went the original 12 and then 1 month, and we kept flowing. And this is why Yom Teruah has come up at this particular time. And if you think about it, this is the perfect season. Look how good the weather is. Just like with Pesach, look how good the weather was. But a lot of people have a lot of different reasons for why they do what they do. Follow your leadership. And if your leadership can't give you an explanation, they can't explain it to you, change leadership. Find some new leadership that can give you the proper explanation, proper examples as to why they do what they do. A lot of people are just following what somebody else says. When I say that, I mean a lot of leadership are following what the Europeans put in the calendar books and say, this is when we're supposed to have our holy days. And those Europeans ain't us, because we're not European. But a lot of our people follow the Europeans to surrender themselves to the will of our Creator. Now, does that make sense to you for us to do? It didn't make sense to me. When you follow Europeans, they say this is when it's supposed to be, and you're moving out based on what they say. I respect a man better. I respect a man better, at least if he goes by another Hebrew who has studied and researched and said, this is why I understand. Even if they don't agree, this is why I understand what we did, because the Most High gives this truth to us first. And as long as we open up our spirit to the Almighty, He will speak to us things that are pertinent and necessary for us to utilize to glorify Him. It's up to us to receive it. So here we got the One Nation Calendar Coalition. And the One Nation Calendar Coalition comes up with the holy days, posts the holy days. The website you can see it on is onenationcalendarcoalition.org. Go there, .com, go there, .net. Go to any of those places and you'll see that same calendar. And also on that page, we have letters for people who have to call out from work and people who have to call out from school. You can go there and download the letter and print it out and give it to your job, if you have a job, you know, and then your job should understand. And if you need me to sign and stamp and seal it, I could do that as well. But may the Most High be praised always throughout everlasting eternity. Let's give Him what His props are. Let's give the Most High His praise, and let's give Him His thanks. So once again, we're going to give Nasik a round of applause for such a great lesson.
I just wanted to say something. Something real quick. So,
You want to do the mic?
oh, I thought they could probably hit me. Something real quick. Like normally, like Prince said, the lessons is long, especially mine normally be long too. But this one, the Yom Teruah for me, and this is me, it's one of those lessons where it's not a lot on there. I had to take us to a few places to give a different understanding of the word. So like some of the places I went was kind of like, okay, it's not dealing with the actual thing itself, but looking at it from a different lens. If you really think of those places, those moments of shouting and things of that nature, that was all attributed to a response and a deliverance. And that's why I was trying to bring out. I know, like Prince said, it was a lot unorthodox. Even for me, normally I stay contextually with dealing with the scenario of the subject. So I think Prince has me doing Yom HaKippurim. Be prepared for that one. That one is going to be kind of lengthy because there was so much we have to atone for. That's why it's Day of Atonement, Kepharim, right? We do a lot that whole year, so it's so much we want to bring out. So the only reason I'm speaking on it now, because as they mentioned, Prince has mentioned, this is the precursor to it. So yeah, so I apologize if it kind of went left a little bit for some of you all, but hopefully those that's really into the language and really want to pinpoint certain things, I hope that you did grab what I was trying to bring out without being able to share for you all the rest. And maybe I'll bring that in another lesson. All right, so Toda Rabah, may the Most High, the eternal power be blessed and praised forever.
All right, family. Shabbat shalom. Now, you cannot, let me get that point, please.
Mm-hmm.
Just for those of you who don't know, you cannot cook on this day. You cannot work on this day. On a Chag, you can cook, but this is a Chag. This is a Shabbat. And Shabbat, you can't do any festivals, no feasting is commanded. So therefore, you can't cook. On a Chag, every one of the Chags that you read, you're commanded to cook. So you can eat, bust it up. So what we had to do was cook and prepare the food the day before so that we would have food to eat today, unless you're fasting. If you're fasting, then you don't need food to eat today. So no work, no cooking, no kindling of any fires of any sort, no gossiping, no tale-bearing, no stealing, no robbing, no murdering, no none of that stuff. All right? So this is a holy day. And then the next holy day comes in on Shabbat next week, the 14th. So in my understanding, that's what we call a high holy day. When you have two holy days that fall on the same day, like on a weekly Shabbat. A lot of people have different understandings of what a high holy day is, but I've always accepted it as that, and I don't see any reason to change it unless one of y'all come and bring me some information to support something other than what I'm saying, and I see where it's accurate. So may the Most High be praised. Creator willing, we'll see you all again on this Shabbat. This Shabbat is just a regular Shabbaton, a regular weekly Shabbat. Okay? And you know what you can and cannot do on this weekly Shabbat. May the Most High be with you all. Shalom, family.